and I don't have my die cuts picked out yet, but this, oh gosh, let me just start all that over again. Hello, welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and for today's project with the hashtag MMMJJC, which is the May Mystery Mayhem Junk Journal Challenge, hosted by Dear Julie. I don't think I finished my sentence on that one. Oh my gosh, let me try that again. Hello, welcome to Ephemera Files. Hello, welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and today for my project with the May Mystery Mayhem Junk Journal Challenge hosted by Dear Julie, I am going to be making a waterfall. That is the part that I drew, and then the embellishments or enhancements I need to use were playing card, die cut, and button, beads, or bling. So I did already pull some stuff out. I have not pulled out a die cut yet. I am still thinking about what I'm going to do for that, and do have a good idea of what I am going to do, however. So I am going to go ahead and set these up here so they don't get lost, and move these out of the way. And here is what I pulled out so far. I have several playing cards with floral images. I have some washi tape that will go along well with the digitals that I'm using from Dear Julie. And this is one of the digitals. It is one that is 3 to a page. I can't remember if she calls that a tag page, maybe. And I picked this one to use along with the cards to create the waterfall. I have this parchment paper scrap that I'm going to use to back my cards, and probably for a little bit of other embellishment. And then I have my distress embossing ink and the gold tinsel embossing powder, because I am using gold throughout this journal as, I guess, my metallic color. I tend to try to stick to one in a journal if I use it at all, and for this one it's gold. So the first thing I am going to do is I need to back my cards with some writing space on it. Now that one probably won't get any of this on it. I'll just leave it as is, because otherwise you lose the whole card. But I believe the rest of these are just, wow, 3 aces. That's actually a pretty good hand, 3 of a kind. Anyway, so I am going to add some of this to each of these cards so that they can be written on. And I actually don't want the straight edges on there, so I think that I'm going to get this and I'm going to tear off the edge. And if you don't go like this, you end up with not so many of the little pointy peaks, I guess would be what they're called, that I just really don't like. I prefer to it to be very, very organic feeling. Let's see, how wide do I want that to be? About there. And so if you keep your hands further apart, you tend to not get the little pointy parts. All right, so I am going to actually put glue on this all the way down from one end to the other. I'm going to line this card up with the edge of that glued paper. I don't know if I want to cover that one up either. And I am going to just butt the cards right up next to each other. And that's not enough for a card, so I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to repeat that process with these other 3 cards with this piece of paper. See, I still ended up with some peaks because I was tearing so close to this edge that I had to get really close to where I was tearing, and it didn't go quite as well as I would like, but it's okay, it works. Once again, I'm sliding that so that it's lined up right on the edge there. You don't have to butt them right up next to each other. I just feel like that wastes less of the paper. I actually am going to slide that one down. It's the edge that needs to be butted up. The tops and bottoms, it doesn't have to. It doesn't really matter if those are butted up to it. When I make journaling cards out of playing cards, I don't cover up the whole thing. I just try to make a place where you can write on it. And I really like being able to see what's behind it as well. So I like to use a thinner paper. All right, next step. This paper here is going to be the base of my waterfall. Now, I need to measure it because my journal is only going to be 7 inches tall, 7¼ inches tall. And I like the coriander, but I'm gonna have to tear it off. But I can use it elsewhere. Now I need to get some ink out, not the embossing ink, but some color ink. All right, so which color ink do I want to use? What is the predominant color on these cards? I think it's actually green is the one that they all have in common except for this one. Do I have a green out? I don't know if I have a green. I do. I have peeled paint. So I'm going to use this green. And I am just going to go around all of these edges. Because this is going to be the base of my waterfall, it's also going to be a journaling spot on the back, I think. I don't know, I may make it into a pocket behind the waterfall. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it into a pocket behind the waterfall. And so I am going to, let's see, I made it 7 inches, so that's 3½ inches. I'm going to go ahead and make myself a thumb notch. And I use my envelope punch for that just because I like the way that it looks. I just like that look. All right, so to assemble our waterfall, we're going to get washi tape out, but I need to do something else first. I am going to get my, let's see, button or beads or bling, and I'm going to add other stuff, but I want to make sure that I get this on there. I washed out my tray. I had residual glitter or embossing powder in it, and so I didn't want that to impact what I'm getting ready to do here. So what I'm going to do is simply drag my card randomly through the embossing ink. And you really cannot see where I just put it, but the embossing powder can tell where it is. So I'm going to just sprinkle this over because I don't even remember where I put it. I know that it was along the edges. And then I am going to pick it up, and there you can see where all of that embossing powder is. And I don't want quite so much, so I am going to do a bit of a rough drop on there. Now I'm going to get my heat gun out and set the glitter for the embossing part. And there is that. And I'm going to, got to get my little brush out. All right, and so brushing it takes off any of the excess that was still sitting on there that didn't get melted. And so I'm going to go through and I'm going to do all of these, and then I will be back. All right, I got all of my embossing done. And I really, really like the way that it just adds that shimmer. And it ties all of these together, because now they have something in common. Well, besides the fact that they were playing cards. I do have one suggestion. Do this part before you glue this on, because some of my papers are popping off and I'm going to have to, whoops, and I'm going to have to re-glue them. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is go ahead and make them into my waterfall. So I am going to start with the bottom card, and I think that I spaced it right there, and I've got washi tape up here. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Actually, that card is upside down. No, it doesn't have an upside down, and I like it better that way. So we'll do it this way. We'll just do it this way. And I think I'm going to use this one. I have 3 washies here. That will work. And I am just going to put this so that the card is halfway across the washi, which means I need to scoot it up just a little bit. There we go. And now I have to place it again, find my placement. It was right about there. Yep, and then I can press that down. And I have one of these little razor blade knives. I got these, I think it was a 2-pack or a 4-pack at Dollar Tree a long time ago, and I am still using them. I haven't even had to replace blades. And so that will flip up. I'm hoping this is a waterfall, because for some reason I can't quite remember what a waterfall is. But I think that this is a waterfall. And then we'll just put that back down. And then the next one is going to be about, I think that's about 1/4 of an inch. I don't know. I have trouble when 1/4 1/2 I have trouble with. Oh, it's closer to 1/2 inch. So about 1/2 inch up. But you know, you're going to have to do it. If you're trying to do this, you're just going to have to do your own figuring, because I don't know how big your journal is. I don't know how big your cards are. I don't know what you had for breakfast. I don't know your life. So I will let you do that, since this does not require precise measurements. I'm just telling you the measurements that I used for mine. And I am working from the bottom up. You can go from the top down if you wish. I just started at the bottom, so I'm staying at the bottom. And I am eyeballing it. I am not measuring that. I only measured it that one time so I could tell you what it was. And I realize that I am putting tape over some of the gold embossing, and that's just what's happening. I could have planned it out ahead of time to know exactly where my tape was going to go and all that other stuff, but I'm actually just figuring this out as I go. So if I do it again, I will likely do it different. But for right now, I'm just working it out as I go. I wanted this one. Going in order, kind of not random. Rotating. Rotation. What would be the word for that? In turn, I don't know. In order. Alright, and then the top one. That landed about perfect. Pretty much exactly where I wanted it to end up. Oh, I'm not sure how that happened. Oh, because I grabbed the wrong one. Oh well. I meant to grab that one because that was next in the rotation, in order. Alright, so there is my waterfall and my playing cards, and I actually can count that as bling. My bling paper has blown away somewhere. There it is. So now I need a die cut. Need to use a die cut. And I got my blank label die cut box down, because that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to go through and I'm going to put a blank label die cut on each of these, but I want to make sure that it's one that looks good on there. So I'm not just going to grab one and plop it. That's close. And that's too big. Oh, I like this one. This one will go on there. Not there. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to get my glue eraser out. I got this at Dollar Tree and I really, really like it. I don't usually have to resort to it, but when I do, it makes a big difference. It's a game changer. All right, and I'll try not to drop any more of them because I think I'm going to put one on each card. So let's see what would go well with that one. That one has quite a bit of blue, but I don't like the gray background on that. It does have some yellow in it, and that flower. kind of like that up there. I'm gonna cut those little corners off that I didn't cut off, that aren't punched out. I think sometimes they just don't get completely punched. Like this one right here has the two little holes. Well, the holes are still in it. They're not out. And sometimes you get them and you can see where the corners were supposed to be like rounded or indented like circles or something like that. Sometimes you just got to help it. Let's put that right there. I like that. Here's an orange one. I'm going to darken it a little bit just by pouncing some of this leftover ink that's on my dauber. And that has Vintage Photo and Gathered Twigs, I think, is the combination that's on there right now, because they're browns. I should probably have my tweezers over here. That would be very helpful. There, I like that. That looks good. Okay, next card. I don't know that I have to have one on every one of the cards. And there's really not a place on there. So I'm not going to put any on that one. I like that. And I could put looking for the little ones that look like they belong on a medal or something. Oh, there it is, right there. There's one. Except for I can't pick it up. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to add this on there just for a little pop of red. I think this might be a Tim Holtz. I'm pretty sure that that little one down there is a Tim Holtz. It's sticking to me. Next one. Kind of like that, but it doesn't go with the style of the rest of the journal. Oh, there's another one of those little ones that I was looking for. So let's see. I think that might be it, but I think I want to layer that on something else. And I think I could layer it on that one. You know, I think this one and the other yellow one that I had to cut the corners off of were actually from Cara Brandon. Now this one's a die cut, but I am going to see how those edges are. I don't know if you can see that. The edges are rippled. I'm going to ripple this edge because it doesn't have that same thing. Of course, I can't get it to do the same thing. Probably should have gotten my fancy scissors out, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to put this one down first. You know what? I probably should have figured out where it was going before I put glue on it. Let's put it up here. And then we'll put this one on top of it. Just like that. I like that. That looks good. All right, and then this one. This one can take a bigger sticker, not sticker, label. Maybe, because I didn't mean to cover up so much of that flower, but I did. So I need to not make amends. I need to make it look right, I guess is the word. That kind of goes with those flowers. I could do that, and I could actually make it a space to have a little tuck in the back of it. Let's do that. I think this is too wide. Yeah, that's not going to work inside that tuck. But I can show you what it would look like. Just like that. Actually, that one might... No, I'm not going to put that in there. I want something a little bit bigger to go in there. So here is my waterfall. And I made it using playing cards and added die cuts, all the labels, and added buttons or beads or bling. And I'm thinking that my gold embossing counts for the bling. You let me know if you disagree, but I think it counts, and that's what I'm doing. And I may have, I don't know, I may have an idea to add something else to it when I put it into the journal, and I'll glue it onto a page right here so that I form a pocket behind as well. All right, so check out hashtag MMMJJC and check out Dear Julie Julie's channel and see what all of the other creative people out there are making with this month's challenge. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, be kind. Bye.